This is the new yeeps hide and seek wiring update. There are a bunch of blocks that a lot of people don't understand how to use, and I'm going to tell you how to use them today. Starting from the easy stuff to the hard stuff. So let's get started. First thing you need to know is whenever this is bright, then that means it's on. It's off right now, but if you click the button, it turns on. All of these are powering blocks. Blocks that if you interact with them, activate your yeep stone. And I'm going to tell you what each of them do individually. So this one with the little lightning bolt on it, it is always on. No matter what, it will always be powering whatever you have connected to it. This is a hidden block. A block that looks identical to wooden blocks, but if you touch, activates the yeep stone. Now, these are both buttons. The only difference between the big buttons and the small buttons is that things like bats can interact with the big button, but the only thing that can interact with the small button is your hand. So you can shoot on a big button, but you will not be able to shoot on a tiny button. If it ever looks like your yeep stone is connected, but it's not turning on, you need to make sure that you're using these things. They'll always poke out, and you have to make sure that they're attached, because if they're not attached, then they won't turn on. So this is a gate and a door. They're just exactly what they sound like. You click the button, they open. These are pulse extenders. Things that if you activate them, it takes them a second to let go, if that makes sense. So if I press this one, see it takes a second to go through, and then when it's through, it stays on for a while. It takes a second to go through, when it's through, and the bigger that it is, the longer it will take to activate, and the longer it will take to go through. This one takes the longest, as you can see. Now we also have these things. You can see the wire running through them. They're just made to help blend in with the walls. There are curved ones, so you know. They just help you run through the walls. Now these are blocks that need to be powered before you can use them. You can see the little lightning symbol on them. So, to power them, just get something like a button, any of those energy source blocks, and press it. If it's lined up right, it'll activate it. And you can tell if it's a powered block or not, because they all have little lightning symbols on it. Like this doesn't work, but put it up to this, I power it, it goes off. The basics are almost over, and then we will get into the hard parts. But first, there are keys, which you can power. These key things, key givers, whenever you put the key into the lock, it can also power something. So you can make key combinations and stuff. Number two, little TV. Doesn't really do much, just turns on. I don't know what this is called, but basically, when you go into it, it will also power something. Now these have to be my favorite. Wireless transmitter. They help clean up redstone so much. If you power the one with the little ball, the one with the bowl can activate redstone or yeepstone wirelessly. And this is a big screen. You can paint it different colors to, for whenever you turn it on. You can make art with it. All of these yellow blocks are what make a good contraption in yeeps. Now this one that looks like triangle, the most triangle out of all of them, needs 2 signals to combine into one. So if you click one button, nothing will happen. If you click the other button, nothing will happen. But if you click both buttons, the signal will be sent through. Now this one, with the extra line under it, is the opposite. If you click one button, the signal goes through. If you click the other button, the signal goes through. But if you click both buttons, it stops it. Now this one, with the squares, one's filled, one isn't, is either always on or always off. It's like a light switch. If you turn it on, it will stay on. But then you can turn it back off and it will stay off until turned back on again. Now this one, with just like the hollowed out square and the triangle, the opposite. It is always on unless turned off. If there's power running into it, it will turn off. But if there's no power running into it, it will turn on. This is the randomizer, which is exactly that, pure chance. You power it, and I didn't get lucky. There we go. Yeah, that one's pretty simple to understand. Don't gamble, though. Don't make gambling machines. It's against their the rules of yeeps. Don't make gambling machines. As far as I can tell, all it does is combine 2 things into one. There's a redstone that does that. I don't know why they needed a block. I hope that helped. If I missed anything that you wanted to know about, tell me. And if there's anything you want to see me make, tell me that too. I'll try my hardest.